And today's Jason Bites back. I rushed through all the questions because I got so much crap going on and so little time to do it, and it's the 31st of the month. So, roll the intro. What's up, YouTube? Jason here with Jason Bites back, episode number 102. If you are not familiar with this series, this is the series of which I go back and answer and or respond to questions from the previous month. As always, this video is brought to you by exclusively my Patreon subscribers, the $5 and $10 of which will be listed at the end of this video. So without further ado, because I do have so much else stuff to do before I go to bed in a few hours, let's jump right into the questions. The first question is from the upside of downsizing, and now the Pecron E1000 is $900. Not a big difference for trying a lesser known brand. Well, upside of downsizing, I actually wanted to answer this question because the funny thing about Pecron, even though they are a lesser known company, and I have seen a few comments where people say they had some issues with their customer service, the funny about the Pecron is it's my go-to battery series. Even the 1000, the 1500, the Jackery just doesn't seem to hang as well as the Pecron batteries that I have. So that's actually been my most sought after. If I need to go do something, I usually grab the Pecron to go do it. I got those for free. I paid for the Jackery Explorer 1000, but the Pecron just seems to handle more. So they also, I think, have kind of bigger fans, so they're able to overvolt a little bit longer, and they charge faster. So it's kind of my go-to brand. It's a little weird, even if they're the same price, like this is Jackery, of what you're looking at. I actually like the Pecron batteries better. The next question is from Mega D Jokbano. Your Spanish is horrible. Don't try. Don't waste my time with you broke Spanish. Okay, look, I feel like I'm gonna, type in you are and then little asterisks. Like, if you can't even type English, don't try to judge my Spanish. Just saying. Next question is from Matthias the Bolt. What is the use of an RTX 4000 for Plex? Plex does not only use the CPU. Well, the thing about an RTX 4000 is that it handles more codecs than the P2000, and it's a Quadro card, which means that by default it comes unlocked. And what that means is it's not locked to two transcoding streams at the same time. Yes, you can go into a normal graphics card, you can update the drivers, hack it, change it to where you are unlimited, but with the Quadro card, it's just a lot easier. Yes, you pay a little bit more for a Quadro series than you would normally, like a 1060 or something like that, but in the end, it's more of an ease of use. For Plex hardware accelerated transcoding, to have a Quadro card that's just automatically unlocked and you don't have to and you don't have to fussle with drivers and unlocking and stuff like that, that's where it comes into play. But for me, I am actually moving more towards hardware accelerated transcoding with QuickSync Intel integrated graphics because it's super powerful, it manages memory really well, and in my eyes, it's just becoming so good that it's almost making graphics card transcoding obsolete, at least cost to benefit ratio. Next question is from JPS Tech Solo. This is about the OKMO G1000 power supply. It says the solar panel looks a lot like G Full solar panel. Even the max output of 60 to 70 watts is the same. Rebranded, I assume. Nice review. Thank you. I actually commented on this because that battery that I did, I absolutely did not like, and shortly after I did that review, I got 2 more requests from 2 entirely different companies with the exact same battery with a different logo on it. So if you guys watched that review, you probably got the sense that I didn't like that battery. I don't approve of it. It charges slow. I have no faith in it whatsoever, and I'm probably just going to take it apart just for the lulz. It's obviously one of those mass-produced batteries that are just rebranded, has no company standing behind it. It's just all these resellers slapping a new logo on it and trying to peddle it. So that was all I wanted to say about that question. You're absolutely right. It probably does look like other things because it's just rebranded garbage with nobody to stand behind it. So Yeah. Next question is from Bato. He says, seems all videos like this do not mention the shelf life. Is it a coincidence? Now, this is also on the Peckeroni one that I got a lot of battery questions over the last month. It's funny. Mentioning the shelf life of a battery, especially when you have like 2 weeks to 4 weeks to do a review, is literally just not possible. So try to use that common sense. Like, well, how does it last in 3 years from now? If you get a battery and you have like a month to review it, how am I supposed to tell you what the shelf life is? How can I tell you if it's gonna have power in a year while sitting on your shelf, or 3 years, if it's still gonna be good? There's just certain limitations. I mean, unless you are just literally like charging, draining, charging, draining, charging, draining, charging, draining until it fails, which ain't no one got time for that, at least not 1,000 plus, times that they claim that it could do that. There's just no way to tell. So there are some long-term things on a lot of products that it's just impossible to say without having it long-term. But that is going to bring into another video where I've been contemplating sitting down with all of the batteries that I have and talking, just like the Pecron, which ones long-term I've preferred, which ones are kind of my go-to, and why, what they offer, what the differences are, that sort of thing. A little bit more long-term review, but more of a broad review of these batteries. Next question is from Eli here. Can you do a how-to? LOL. Now this is actually on the Home Power 2 system that they sent me. Funny thing is, I never heard back from them after I published that video, mainly because I made something called I don't even know if I want to say it. I feel like YouTube would punish me for it, but it rhymes with ooh, idle, but with an S, right? And it was completely dumb, and I did it just for testing purposes, and I took all the safety measures I possibly could, including talking to a professional before I did anything. And no, I will not do an how-to on how to do that, because it was dumb, but I was curious, and it worked for a little bit. Sometimes I just do things just to see if it works, not because I actually want to use it. So there's that. Next question is from Matt. He said, you forgot Plex VR, which I think was ahead of its time. I bet all Oculus users, myself included, would love a native Plex VR app for Oculus or PC VR. Matt, I picked this question because I have very limited experience with VR. When it first came out, I got VR, I did a test, and I played with it, and I just lost interest in less than like a week, and I turned around and sold it before the prices dropped, and I made my money back. So for me, it was just like, oh, hey, cool, I can test this out, check it out, get everything set up, see how it is, make a video, and then get rid of it. Since then, I have not been motivated to go back. And I think the biggest thing that I remember from my days of originally testing it out wasn't the Oculus. It was the, can't remember what it was, but it was the other big brand. Wearing it for too long, like you get sweat around your eyes. I actually had like some breakout, and it was just uncomfortable. So long-term use and like sitting down watching a movie with your VR headset, I feel like is just not practical. You're just sitting there with this headset on. It just seems like it would get uncomfortable. It'd get sweaty. You'd want to itch your eyes. Like, I don't know. I would love to hear if people actually used Plex VR or any kind of VR to watch a movie. I don't know where that makes sense, but I'd actually love to know if people did that and was able to stand and bear 2-3 hours in a VR headset to watch a movie. To me, that seems ridiculous, but let me know. Next question is from Layesh. Hey, Jack. How's the Switch going? Is it overheating? Thank you. Thank you, Bob, for your question. I would like to say that the Switch I put in my attic, which at the time I thought was completely dumb, and now I still think is completely dumb, has not failed me yet. I've been thinking about upgrading that Switch to a larger one with more ports so I can do more cameras and even rewiring it and doing the wires better and instead of full send YOLO, but I have not done that yet. However, the PoE Switch with the little laptop cooler fan has stayed alive through the summer and through the winter. So it has been wildly successful, and even though it was a little unorthodox, it worked. So yeah. Switch is going great. Next question is from Lunchos. He says, these videos are why I stay subscribed. It's stupid, incredibly irresponsible, and despite the constant warnings, some idiot is already planning to do this. Gives me a good neck exercise as I shake my head. Ha 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 ha. Well, you know what? Thank you. That's why I do what I do. Like I said before, sometimes things don't make sense. I know they're dumb. I know I shouldn't do it, but I want to do it anyways. Because that's just who I am. Full send, hold my beer, hope I don't die type of guy. Sometimes. But hey, thank you for subscribing and enjoying the ironic stupidity of my channel. Next question is from Kirk. He says, my Generarg 22 kilowatt whole home generator costs $7,500 installed and it kicks on automatically and runs absolutely everything, AC included. I think I'll stick with that. Kirk, I agree. Solar is great. I want to get solar. I want to get battery. I want to do all those things. But having a dual or tri-fuel whole home generator that does not require the sun, that could be ran during the night, give you complete power of your home, is very attractive to me. And I've thought about it before. I don't know what the HOA rules are, but I think in an emergency situation, HOA rules don't really matter, because if I have power, screw everybody else type of deal. So I have seen those, and I've even looked at those, and I've looked at how much they cost to get installed. I've considered them. I even try to plan it out and see where I would put it type of deal. But it is an absolute fantastic idea because it usually runs off natural gas. Very rarely does natural gas go out just because everything's underground, and if natural gas goes out, you've probably got a bigger problem anyway. But some of them you can hook up like propane to, and you can put regular gasoline in. I don't know if it's the Generacs, but there are some whole home generators that run off multiple fuels. So that is an absolute fantastic idea, and I might do solar first, but I'm considering it. Yeah, you're right. And that is probably the world's fastest Jason Bites Back video. Like I said, I have so much stuff to do, and I'm running out of time to do it. I have a few hours before I have to go to bed, so I do apologize for making this short, but hopefully I burned through some questions that some of y'all found interesting. Again, thank you to all my Patreon subscribers for subscribing and helping support my channel, and thank you to all my regular subscribers for actually watching the crap I put on the internet. As always, like and subscribe below, and have yourself a great day. Oh, yes. 14 minutes, that's crazy. Luna, come on, come on. Yes, you were in last Patreon video, or Jason Bites Back video. And you're in the Patreon video. You've been in so many videos, it's crazy. Tomorrow, the 2nd, I have a video launching about a 3D printer. I'm excited about that. I printed that Iron Man head. I don't know if it's in the camera view, but pretty excited about that because I've worked so many hours on that dang video. It just took so much out of me. It took so much time. So much time. So much. Watch this. I went on a road trip all the way from California to Kansas, and I had to fly, so I had to leave her. And when I got back, she basically attacked me for like 20 minutes. It was beautiful. And that's all I gotta say about that. Aww.